Is that one coming? Sometimes she can even dodge it. Not that it makes much difference. There's no way to avoid the dozens of punches and kicks that follow, especially when it is 3 against 1. Elpidia had been heading to her favorite tree with her lunch and her notebook. Abuela made albóndigas, Elpidia's favorite meatball soup, at the bar the day before, and she had leftovers in a thermos for her lunch, so she was excited. She was walking across the wide lot of cracked pavement in back of the old church that served as their schoolhouse. Elpidia felt the little hairs on the back of her neck stand up before she actually saw the 3 of them. It used to be that the only kids you had to worry about dodging in the yard were members of Los Cocos, the local gang. The ones who were forced to attend school when they couldn't ditch or otherwise escape liked to shake the smaller kids down for whatever money or snacks they had on them. Elpidia had been made to hand over more than a few dollars and at least 1 bag of her favorite chips before. The way things were now actually made her miss those days. Her girl cousins, 3 of them, all from the reservation, were marching toward her. Elpidia's cousin, Marigold, was out front, always out front, leading the others who were younger. She was the oldest of them all, almost 14, and as tall as any 15-year-old boy in school. Elpidia didn't think she'd ever seen the girl smile, not once. "Hey!" Marigold shouted at her. "Crunchy girl!" They'd been calling her that even before all the trouble between the families started, but it had a lot more hate behind it when they said it now. The name came from when they were making fun of the dry skin on her elbows. Marigold said she looked like a crunchy lizard. "What did your grandma make you today? We're hungry, and we don't got a whole restaurant to make our lunch for us." Since school began and they started giving her a hard time, Abuela had told Elpidia 6 times to ignore the girls. Elpidia was never very good at keeping her mouth shut, though. "I don't got anything for you," she told them. "But I saw a big pile of dog poop in the parking lot if you're hungry like that. It's probably cold by now, but at least there's lots of it." Elpidia made the mistake of taking her eyes off Marigold just for a second. She glanced over at her favorite tree, wishing they'd just leave her alone and let her go eat and write in her notebook. When she looked back, the giant girl's fist was already about an inch from her face. Her eyes were closed when the second punch came, but she felt it. She put up her arms to shield herself from further blows. When Elpidia caught sight of the other 2 girls closing in on either side of her, she tried to keep them back by throwing punches of her own, but they came out less like punches and more like her waving her arms to get someone's attention. Throwing punches always looks so easy in movies, Elpidia thought. Why does everything always look easier in movies? She was a thin and scrawny thing, but her arms were strong from helping Abuela in the kitchen every day. She just didn't know how to make that strength work the way she wanted. Soon she was being beat on from all sides, and there wasn't anything she could do except cover her head with her arms and sink down to her knees, then onto her side. The fists and feet that kept flying at her actually hurt a lot less than Elpidia tossing and turning on top of the broken and pebble-covered concrete. She could feel the tiny rocks scraping her skin all over. Why is everything that isn't sand covered in stupid little rocks here? Where do they even come from? Every school she'd ever seen on TV had grass, thick and green and soft. That's another thing movies lie about, she thought. Finally, Elpidia stopped feeling herself being kicked and punched, and she was able to just lie still on the hard ground. She was out of breath and could feel the left side of her face swelling up, big and beating like a heart. It was difficult to open her left eye all the way, too. With her right eye, she looked into the bright afternoon sun and saw Mrs. Perio standing over her. She was an old lump of a woman, with a whistle around her neck and a face that was cracked like the clay walls of the school itself. Mrs. Perio yelled.